Okay, hi guys. So I've never done a video before. I've had my channel for like ever, and apparently, as you can tell by the name, it's like a beauty channel that I never even got to. But anywho, I wanted to do a video, I guess making it my first video, because I've seen a lot of well, actually I've been looking at a lot of anti-MLM videos. That is because I was in an MLM. Oh my god, just like thinking about it, I am so freaking embarrassed. And I like cringe and I like laugh about it because it's so funny and it's so dumb, and it's called Amway, Worldwide Dream Builders. I don't know if you guys have heard of that or not, but anyways, there's a lot of videos. There's a couple that I watch. There's like a couple people that I've been watching. I kind of just wanted to tell you guys like my story and like how I got into freaking Amway. So what happened was, this is gonna be fucking great. Oh my god, okay, so it's gonna be kind of long, but who fucking cares? Let's fucking do this. So, okay, so what happened was back in 2018, I'm gonna just say fucking years because too much fucking thinking. So whatever, 2 years. I was with a high school friend, which is my sister-in-law's, they really good friends. And so, you know, she would come over and like hang out with us at the house. So there was one time that like it was me, my sister-in-law, another friend of ours, and then this friend that was in Amway, Worldwide, whatever the fuck, same shit. And so she was, you know, in Amway. So we were all just kicking it, we were all just hanging out, you know, like smoking hookah, whatever, like hella just talking shit, you know. And then my friend that's in Amway, like she hella like started talking about like this business opportunity and like how like she has her own little, like she has her store, this and that, how she purchases her stuff off there and stuff. And I was just like, I was a little intrigued, you know, because I was like, oh, what? I was like, wow. I was like, what kind of products do they have, you know, like me kind of just being like, okay, because like I've actually dealt with like a couple MLMs before, you know, like Herbalife. I did take the product Herbalife for a very long time. It did help me lose weight, and the lady, which oh my god, I love her to death, but like, you know, she did try to get me into the business, and like it just hella was not my thing because I was like, okay, like it's cool, like it hella did make me lose weight, but like fuck these fucking eventos and shit, like hella too much pressure on a fucking 18 17 18 year old. Like what the fuck was I even doing? Like I don't even know what my mom was, how did even she even let me do that? Oh my god, I'm like hella cringing again because that's another one that I hella totally forgot about. Okay, so I would guess I was in Herbalife too, but that shit didn't even work out because that was hella pointless, and it was like probably for like only like a month, and I only went to like one event though because it was hella too much. Like it was cool, but like hella not trying to fucking sell all these fucking shakes. Like that's cool, but I mean they're good, don't get me wrong, I'll still drink them, you know, I still go kick it with my mom at Herbalife and shit, but no. So okay, so oh my god, that's so embarrassing. I'm so embarrassed by that. I have to laugh about it because it's so fucking funny. Like, what the fuck, rocks? Back to the fucking story, you know. So she was like talking to us about all these products, about how she buys stuff in her store and all this. And I was like, oh my god, like, that seems hella cool, you know. Like, obviously my sister-in-law and like our other friend were hella not having it. They were hella like, okay, like we're hella done with this conversation, you know, hella trying to change the subject. And my ass over here was hella like trying to ask questions, trying to be like, you know, like, oh my god, it's so stupid, like why the fuck did I do that? So I was like, you know, hella curious, being that fucking dumb bitch, and I gave her a ride home that night. Like obviously my sister-in-law and our other friend, like they were hella done with that conversation, shut it down real quick. And you know, I offered to give my friend a ride, and then, you know, like I was asking her questions, and I was like, oh my god, dude, you know, so like, what is this, what is that, like hella like trying to get to know this fucking business that she was hella talking about, you know, me thinking it was fucking awesome. And then when she said, when she like had brought up like, oh yeah, like I have a, like my mentor helped me, you know, like what did she say, something about her car, I think, like help me like pay off my car or like buy my car or something. And you know, like I was like, oh my god, like, oh my god, like he hella helped you financially, like what the fuck, dude, like I hella need that, because like I'm hella not good with money, and I'm like hella broke right now, like I need help, you know. And me being stubborn, hella not asking my family for help. But oh my god, anywho, I was hella dumb for that too. I just can't believe myself, like she was talking about her mentor, and I was like, oh my god, like that sounds hella great, like I hella want to do this too, like oh my god, that's like I want to meet this person, like who hella helped you like freaking like, you know, become like hella good with your money and shit, you know, because like obviously like you have to pay for that shit, you know. At least go find someone, you know, that you can pay money and they'll help you. People aren't gonna do this shit for free. So anyway, so then after that, like, okay, like she was like, oh well, you know, like we can plan a meeting, this and that. And I was like, oh my god, like this is hella legit, like we're about to have a meeting right now, like oh, it's like okay, cool, you know, like that sounds great. And then I think that day, oh my god, I hella forgot, I think that day, I want to say she did give me like a book or something. I don't know if it might have been like the next time that I met up with him, I don't know, something like that. But like I think I might have gotten a book that day, and then we ended up scheduling another meeting with her mentor. So it just like goes in levels. So it was like I don't want to say names because I don't want to be that person to fucking say names as much as I fucking want to say names. Okay, so it's like it was our mentor, which was a single dude, and then it was our his downline, which was a couple, and then it was my friend, and then it was me. So I was gonna meet up with the couple, well, the husband, whatever. I was gonna meet up with the husband and my friend. And I was like, okay, like cool, you know, like obviously we met up at Starbucks, your typical peeps that meet up at fucking Starbucks. So we met up at fucking Starbucks, right? And like when we were like talking, like he asked me some questions, you know, like hella questioning, fucking picking at my fucking brain, you know. I was like, okay, like hella trying to answer these fucking questions right, like oh my god, like hella trying to be on my top of my fucking game. Like what the fuck, who fucking does that besides me? Okay, and like I talk about it, and I'm like I have to laugh about it because I think it's just so funny and it's so dumb how I went through that, but also like I was hella in a cult, so I just kind of have to like hella admit that. And it's just I just find that so funny because who fucking says that? Like, oh yeah, I was in a cult. But honestly, like, to be completely honest, this shit was a fucking cult because they fucking mind fuck you. So, you know, he fucking brings out the sheet of all of this fucking shit. You know, I have no idea what the fuck he's talking about because they legit, like, I had no idea. I had, like, it made sense, but also, like, it didn't make sense. Like, it made sense because he explained it. He was like, oh, you know, like, you purchase from your store. Like, you know, if you need whatever, like, you need, obviously, like, he was like, you know, like, who would you go to buy? Like, he kind of explained it to me, and at first I was like, okay, like, what the fuck is he talking about? But, like, it made sense, but also I was like, okay, like, I don't fucking know. And then when he said, oh, you know, you have to, he said, like, you have to see it, like, 2 to 3 times in order for you to kind of, like, start understanding. And, you know, there's, like, some people that it takes a little bit longer or whatever, you know. So in my head, I was like, okay, you know, because, like I said, I was hella intrigued because, like, I've always been that open-minded person. I've always been the type of person, like, I want to learn more. I want to know more. Like, I have questions. You know, I'm not closed-minded. So, like, if someone tells me about, like, an opportunity or something, you know, like, yeah, I do my makeup. That's my little side business. And sometimes, you know, I do get pretty busy on the weekends, you know. But, like, you know, so if someone is gonna tell me about a freaking other opportunity, I'm like, yeah, I want to learn about it, because it's like, why not, you know, work my job, freaking do my makeup, and then have another little side. Like, I got nothing to lose, you know, besides like, okay, whatever. Clearly I had hella to lose, hella money to fucking lose, but like, you know, that was my mentality. I was like, I got nothing to lose, because like, you know, why not, you know, try to do something else. Okay, so anywho, so there I go, you know, being that person, being open-minded. So of course I was hella intrigued, and I was like, oh my god, what is this, like, what is she talking about? Like, oh my god, like, I want to know more. You know, she's making money off of this shit. You know, if I can just buy shit on there, I can just make money myself. Like, it made it seem so hella easy, you know, right? You know, like, I'm willing to see it more than one time. I'm not gonna just shut it down just because I don't fucking get it right here, but like, it low-key makes sense, you know. So he was like, okay, cool. He's like, you know, we'll schedule another appointment, and like another meeting. And I was like, okay, like, cool, you know, like, I want to see what this meeting's about. But this time, instead of a meeting, he's like, okay, well, we're gonna go and see like a guest speaker. And I was just like, oh, okay, so like, this is not even a meeting anymore. Like, I'm gonna go hear someone talk, like a freaking, like, what is that shit, like, multi-billionaire. We're gonna go see him talk, and like how he became successful, and like we're gonna learn so much from him. Okay, whatever, you know. So I was like, okay, that's hella cool and exciting. Like, okay, like, hell yeah, I want to hear from him. But when like he was like telling me this shit, like, he hella made it seem like he literally made it hella seem like I needed to either fucking know right then and there, like, if I was for sure gonna go or not. And I was like, dude, like, what the heck? Like, I felt like a little attacked, because I was like, bro, like, hold up, like, can you see what I have going on this day? Like, can you relax? Because it was on a certain day, you know. So I was like, ugh, like, what the fuck. I was a little like, kind of like bugged off by it, but I was like, okay, like, whatever, you know, like, I'm gonna see if I can go. So pretty much I felt hella pressure to go to this fucking first meeting, you know. I felt bad for my friend. I was like, you know, okay, yeah, like, I want to see what's up, you know. I didn't really want to go to, like, I didn't really want to go see a guest speaker, I guess you want to say, but like, also I was like a little excited, because I was like, okay, cool, you know, like, this is exciting, but also like, fuck, like, that day I think I had to like change something, because I ended up going to go see this guest speaker or whatever. Hella times I had to, oh my god, okay, so they pretty much made it seem like, okay, like, life or death, because they had to arrange like my spot or whatever. And I was like they made it seem hella serious, you know. So of course you're gonna feel hella guilty if you like don't go, or if you say yes, or and then you don't, you know. So you're like kind of like, well, I gotta fucking show the fuck up. And I was like, I'm gonna show up, because obviously it's my friend, you know, like, I didn't want to be a bitch about it. And I was like, oh, you know, like, I feel bad, but also like, I do want to see what he's talking about. So we end up going, whatever, he talks, and I was like, okay, like, right there, I was like hella mind blown. Like, everything that he hella said, I was just like, oh my god, like, hella brainwashed by him, you know. Like, he was making hella money, and I was like, I want to help my family, I want to make this much money so I can help my family, my mom, my dad, like, you know, like, you just start hella thinking about all this fucking bullshit that you want to fucking like do, which is fucking great, because, you know, obviously, like, I want to help my parents, but like, hella not realistic. And so I was like hella fired up. Like, that's one of the things that they say, like, fired up, like, are you feeling fired up? Oh my god, dude, I ended up fucking hating that fucking word, still fucking do. So I was hella fired up, right? I was like, oh my god, I'm so fucking pumped, like, this is fucking great. Like, so they make you go through a fucking process, like, you're going through a process, which I forgot to mention in the I forgot to mention that when I had to read a book, and then I had to they gave me like this black box that has like a diamond on it, and then I had to read like a certain book. It was called like Business of the 21st Century. I had to read that book, and then I got the black box or whatever. And so then, thank you, babes. Thank you, my little baby girl. This is Luna. Okay. I ended up having a meeting with my mentors. So it was my friend, her mentor, and then another mentor that was like a platinum, which was higher. He was like making money at this point, which I never saw a fucking check, which one of my best friends, he actually told me, he was like, Rox, like, have you seen a check? Like, have you seen one of his checks? And I was like, no, but like, you know, oh my god, I was so, I apologize to my homie because I fucking love him, but like, sorry bro, but I was hella stubborn as fuck. So anywho, I ended up having a meeting with my mentor's mentor, the platinum dude. And you know, like, he had a serious conversation with me. He was like, you know, like, are you serious to do this? Are you serious to launch? Like, do you really think that you're gonna be able to have a business? Are you gonna take it, are you gonna like take it serious? Are you gonna be accountable? Are you gonna do this and that, you know? And at this point my mindset was like, hell yeah, let's get it. Like, I'm hella gonna hustle this shit. Like, I'm hella gonna do this shit. Like, I'm gonna make my family so proud. I'm gonna give my mom everything that she ever wanted. I'm gonna give my dad, you know, like, I'm gonna make sure my family is set, my nephews, my brother, like my sister-in-law, my brothers, like everybody, you know, like me, hella having that mentality, like, oh my god, I'm gonna have hella money to help everybody. So I was like, of course I'm gonna be hella accountable, you know, like, I'm gonna do anything to like get this shit right. Like, I'm gonna fucking do this shit, you know, like, hella pumped. Like, I was so fucking pumped. Like, I was so fucking pumped. I was just like, let's do this. Like, let's launch. Mind you, they actually hella did try to freaking rush my freaking launch date to become my own business owner. They wanted to rush it because they were having like this event called Family Reunion in Portland, Oregon. And they were gonna do, so they wanted to like rush it so I can be able to go to this event. And so they wanted to like, they were like, oh, you know, like, so if you're gonna do this, like, you know, you need to do it this time, that way, like, you need to do it like on the 1st of this month, that way you can be able to go to this great event that you just need to experience. Like, they had described it like it was a fucking, like, they just hella described it like it was like the fucking gonna be the time of your fucking life, and like it was gonna be all this fucking like great time, right? Like, it was gonna be fucking awesome. So, you know, of course, like, I was excited, but like, you feel hella pressured. Like, you feel like they make you feel so fucking pressured, like, that you have to fucking go. Like, yeah, I was hella excited to go, like, don't get me wrong. Like, I to a certain point, like, I was like, oh my god, yeah, I want to go because I want to learn, you know. But also, like, they made me feel like if I didn't go, like, they weren't gonna launch me anymore. Like, they weren't gonna help me get my business. Like, they made me feel like if I didn't go to this specific event, like, oh no, we can't work with you anymore type shit, you know. So of course, like, you're trying to have this opportunity, you're trying to do this, and you're like, no, but I want to take this opportunity, I really want it. So of course you're gonna be like, how am I gonna get this money in order for me to launch, because I really want to do this, you know, and I really want them to work with me. So they kind of start mind fucking you about that shit. Like, they kind of have, like, I hate to say that word, but like, it's hella true. Like, it's hella mind fucking what they fucking do, because it's kind of like, you wanna, you like, you know, you want to, like, you know, like, you want to go, but like, they make you feel so like, if you don't go, like you're not taking your business serious. Like, you're not taking it serious. And it's like, nah, bro, like, I'm trying to take it serious, but like, can you fucking relax? Like, I just put money to fucking launch, and now you want me to go to this fucking event where I'm gonna go spend like hella money. Like, yeah, the ticket is free, but guess what? I'ma still pay for gas. I'ma still pay for that hotel room. I'ma still fucking pay for the food. Like, that shit ain't gonna be free, and that's probably like, what, another $200 after I just spent fucking like, what, $700 for all the fucking product. Like, bruh. But also, like, I was hella dumb and I hella did it, you know. But like but like, that's like the reality of it. Like, you're sitting there like, bro, like, I want to take it serious, but like, the pressure, you're hella pressuring me right now. Like, bro, no. Yeah, so heated talking about this. I have not let it out, and I was not gonna do this, but like, I just fucking can't, because my friend is actually still in this shit. So like, I'm like, you're making me feel hella pressure to go. So it's like, yeah, I want to go, but like, now you're making it seem like if I don't go to a specific event, like, okay, like, you're hella not gonna help me with my business. Like, and you know damn right, like, I'd hella need you, because you've been hella helping me like, get my shit straight, you know. Like, that's one thing they did help me. They did get me to be okay, to be good with my money. They did help me, like, with my tax returns. Like, there's certain shit that I did get from them, like, you know, and all of this stuff. Like, yeah, there were certain things that I did pick up, but also like, That shit is hella fucked up, dude. Hella fucked up. Like, you can't be fucking mind fucking people like this shit so they can fucking, you know, go to this fucking extravagant event hella hours away. Like I said, it's in fucking Portland. Bruh, that's like fucking 11, 12 hours. I don't know how long we drove. And that's another fucking thing. Okay, so when this event was going on, like, okay, so during this time, like, I was having such a hard time with, like, my family. Like, my mom was hella not okay. Nobody was okay with the shit that I was doing, you know? So I ended up moving out, and I ended up moving in with a roommate because my mom was just not okay with this. I ended up being really distant from, like, my brothers, my older brother, and, like, my sister-in-law, and, like, my nephews and stuff, you know? Which I'm still, like, working on that relationship right now, which... see, like, that's the shit that's, like, it fucking pisses me off. It's, like, I let this shit hella ruin some relationships in my life, like, especially, like, family like that, which, like I said, I'm still working on it right now, so that's a whole other, that's, like, another thing, you know. And my sister's very, like, appreciate her a lot, actually, but anyways, like, it's just, like, it's kind of just, like, it's just kind of like, you know, like, it's like certain shit that it was just like, you know, now that I'm like going back and it's like, damn, I was hella like stupid for that shit, but whatever. So like, you know, so I was like, okay, you know, like, I'm gonna figure it out, I'm gonna get all this shit, you know, so I'm gonna go to this fucking event. So then, yeah, so the time that the event comes, my friend isn't even riding with me. So my friend isn't even riding with me because this bitch, like, had to go to work, so she was like going to take a flight down there to Portland. So mind you, I had just been around these people, like, I want to say maybe like a couple weeks, like 2-3 weeks maybe at that. I don't even think it was a fucking month, to be completely honest. Like I said, because they rushed the whole process because they wanted me to go to this goddamn event. So I don't know, I think it was a couple of weeks that I had barely known them, right? So I had to drive up there with the couple, and this couple was going up there with another couple. So it was me, this couple, and then another couple. And then I think it was like someone else. It's like the first me being hella brand new to this shit, brand new IBO, me thinking I'm hella business owner, like, what the fuck, hella stupid. So we drive up there, and I'm driving with my upline because they're considered my upline, even though my friend was my upline, but that's her upline, so they're my upline too. So, you know, I'm driving up there with them, and like, you know, at first it was hella weird because, like, I didn't really know them. I had never really talked to her, his wife. Like, I really talked to him, but, like, you know, it was just hella weird, and I felt a little weird. And, you know, I should have trusted my intuition, and I should have trusted my gut feeling, because I felt like it was hella weird. Like, I really did feel like it was just a weird trip. Like, I was uncomfortable knowing that my friend wasn't even with me, because, like, it was just weird going up there with, like, people I barely even fucking knew, and I had to, like, you know, and I'm a people person. Like, I feel like I can talk to people, and I feel like I'm a nice person, you know. So it's just, but it was just kind of like the position that I was put in. I was just like, this, I was not expecting that. I thought my friend was gonna come with me. But anyways, so we, like, drive up there, you know, whatever, and I'm over here having a breakdown, like, crying because, like, my mom's not talking to me at this point. Like, we went like 4 months without talking to each other. Oh my god, that shit was hard too. See, the type of shit that they make you do, and, like, you don't realize it till, like, afterwards, and you're just like, oh my god, like, I can't believe I fucking went through that. And it's just, like, embarrassing as fuck, but also, like, lesson fucking learned, right? Okay, so that's how I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take it as a lesson learned. I'm just thankful that me and my mom have a relationship again, you know, still working on it. You know, I love her, and, like, she's very forgiving, and that lady is just my whole world. And okay, whatever, they have this huge event, family reunion, whatever, you know, hella culty-ish. I'm using cheeses because this shit is about to get fucking great, because I'm about to tell you, like, why I hella, like, woke the fuck up from this whole thing. It was like a fucking cult. I didn't see it that way. I felt like it was like, oh my god, this is so empowering, this is so exciting, you know. I was hella pumped for it. I was hella fired up. So so, like, going back now and thinking about it now, it was a fucking cult. Like, that shit was wild, because it was like hella, like, they had a Christian fucking ceremony, hella all that bullshit, and it was just like hella, like, praising God, and how, like, God put them in that position, like, to help others, like, nah bitch, it's a scam. But like, you know, like they just hella like, you know, I think going back, like it was hella weird. It is hella culty-ish. So that was that, you know. And obviously, like, I was in this shit for like a fucking year. And like, so throughout this whole time, throughout like this whole fucking time, like they literally give you like, you like, when I launched, like I bought the product, and then I had to sign up for all of the memberships that they have. So it's like worldwide, and then premier membership, where it's like you get the audios, and you get like, where you can get like the books for discount or whatever. You get the books on there, you get like all the stuff that you need for your business, you get it on there. And then you also have to pay for like communicate, which is like a form of like voicemail talking to each other, which in my head I was always like, why the fuck can't I just text the person? I'm fucking communicating through this fucking bullshit, like they're never gonna fucking get it. But you had to pay for that shit, and that was like 30-80 bucks. So you were paying a certain amount for that shit aside from what you're ordering, because you had your ditto. And what ditto is that on the first day you're getting your product. Mind you, for a single person, because I was doing it obviously single, I don't have like, you know, I'm not in a relationship or anything, so I was doing it single. So for me it was like 150 PV or some shit like that. And 150 PV was like, I was spending like $600 to $700 a fucking month on this shit. I don't fucking know what the fuck I was thinking. And then like if you were with a couple, I think it was like 200 PV. So I think that was like, that shit was like 1,000 for show, because like I was spending hella money. So I can't even imagine if I'm pretty sure it was like $1,000 or more that they were spending, and then they would hella brag about it. Oh my god, it's so stupid. I'd be hella laughing if one of the people that I was like with or whatever throughout this and like see this video. But fuck that, dude. For you sign up for all that when you get launched, you know. So it's already hella sketchy, because like I didn't do any research beforehand, which I should have. Hella should have. But like I didn't. And actually I just finished reading a book like not even that long ago. It's called Merchants of Deception, which this guy made it to like the top level back when Amway was called Quick Star. And he made it to like, I think it was like emerald or like ruby or some shit like that. Not necessarily a diamond, but like he made it pretty high up there. And like he said, like it was corrupt, and it was like, it was messed up, because where the money was coming from, it wasn't necessarily from Amway. It was from all these training sessions, which is all the videos, which is all the audios, which is all like the book buying and all of that stuff. Like that's where the money mostly came from, which is worldwide. Worldwide is a teaching shit, whatever the fuck. It's not necessarily under Amway. You know, that's where the money's coming from. That's where these people are making the money. So it's not necessarily from Amway. Shit, like the most I got from Amway was like $114. And then after that, I didn't get shit. I'm just kidding. No, I would get my checks here and there, and I would get like 60 bucks, like 70, 50, but nothing like 270. Just so crazy, because like after that, you know, you're constantly like, it just sucks, because like it puts you like in this fucking mentality where you're kind of just like, fuck, like it's so mind fucking, because like anywhere that you go, you're constantly just thinking like, who can I talk to? Who can I get? Whose contact can I get? Like you're not even shopping normal anymore. Ugh, I hate to say that shit, but like it's so true. Well, at least like for me, like the way that I felt, like whenever I would go to a store or something, like it was so constant in my head that like, okay, I need to talk to someone. I need to get a contact today. Who can I talk to? Who am I gonna go talk to? Who am I gonna go talk to this? It's like I was searching for people to just talk to, and it was like I wasn't even shopping like a normal person. Like I was just spotting out people type shit, you know. Fucking retarded. So like So it's so mind fucking. It's so mind fucking because it's like they put it in your head like it's like you need to get contacts, you need to do this. Yet they tell you like it's a part-time or it's not a full-time job. It's a part-time. But you're constantly thinking about this shit. Literally, you're constantly thinking about by the moment that you wake up to the moment that you go at night. Damn, I didn't talk to someone. You're constantly putting yourself down like, damn, I didn't get a contact. If only I would have done this. If only I would have done that. If only I would have gone to that store and would have talked to that person. Damn it. Like, you're constantly beating yourself down because it's like, you're constantly thinking, like, who am I going to talk to? Who can I give a contact? I need to get a contact today. I need to talk to this person. And it's like a whole fucking lot, you know? Whatever. I started to wake up little by little. And so I'm going to tell you guys a couple incidents that happened as to what changed me into like being like, fuck this shit, I'm out. So the first incident that happened was this book that my therapist told me to read. She told me to read this book called The Power of Now, which is a really good book. I'm reading it right now, but it's called The Power of Now, and she told me to read it. You know, it's a very like, it's an enlightening book, so it's like spiritual awakening, whatever, you know. So she told me to read it, and I was like, oh my god, this is such a great book, you know. I really liked it, and so like I wanted my friend, my upline, to like read it, you know. And like, you know, Worldwide had like, mind you, Worldwide had a list of books that you can read, and you had to read the books out of that list. Already fucking trying to control you and shit. So you had to read the books that they had on the list. So obviously this book was hella not on the list because I hella checked. So, you know, I was telling my upline and I was telling my friend, I was like, you know, dude, I was like, oh my god, dude, you should hella read The Power of Now, because this book, like, my therapist recommended it to me and it's really good so far, you know. I had just started reading it and I was like, you should really read it. And I think she had said something like along the lines like, oh, this is not, or like, I have to ask our mentor about it, or like, it's not on the list. And I was just like, but dude, like in my head I was like, but dude, it's like a fucking book. Like, I don't think there should be a fucking problem reading a fucking book that's like, it's a fucking book. So that was that, right? And like, I love my friend, I do, I fucking love her, but dude, some of this shit, like, what the fuck, you know? So that was that first incident. Like, she had to make sure to talk to the upline to see if we were okay to read this book. Like, we had to ask permission. The second one was kind of like same thing as the book. It was this audio or podcast that I was like listening to. I had just, because they have, so in Worldwide they have their own books and they have their own audios that you listen to. Not necessarily podcasts. I wouldn't call them podcasts because it's just audios on the fucking business. And like, I like to listen to different shit. Like, I like to hear other people. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and listen to the same motherfucking podcast. Like, I'm gonna listen to other people, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was like listening to this podcast and I told my friend, I'm like, dude, I'm like, this podcast, you know, like, it's hella cool, like, you should listen to it, you know. And then she says something like, too, like, oh, like, you know, like, I'm gonna have to ask so and so, or she says something like, oh, we have to be listening to our audios, like, have you listened to this audio? Like, hella just changing the subject to like our audios and shit, you know. And I was just like, okay, like, already, dude, I was just kind of like a little thrown off. I was just like, all right, dude, like, that's cool, I guess, you know. Like, I guess I can't really like tell you, like, give you, you know, like, I guess I can't really talk to you besides fucking business. Fucking retarded. And another thing that I for sure did not like was just like the way that Amway and Worldwide worked. It was just not the person that I am. Because one of the things that I noticed that they really like push marriage and like couples, you know. And like I said, I was single in this business, so you're kind of like, they kind of want couples. I don't know if it's more money. Apparently it's hella more money, but like, you know, they're just like more like couples and more about marriage and more about like pretty much like the woman follows the man type shit. And like, I'm not saying anything that, I'm not saying that that's wrong or anything, but that's just not me. If you're that person, by all means, like, that's great, girl, you go for it. Like, if you want to be that person, like, that's great. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but like for me, fuck that. I'm not that person. Like, no. And like, I'm not saying like, oh my god, like it's a bad thing. Like, no, like I've just never been the person, like I've never been a person that like, oh, you know, I want to get married and stuff like that. Like, no, like what if I do want to be single for like the rest of my life? Like, what if I do want to, you know, not have a husband? Or what if we do want to be together, but we don't want to necessarily get married? Like, they really pushed marriage, and like that to me was kind of a little bit of like, ugh, I don't like that. I don't like that because, like, you know, growing up Hispanic, like, it's all about, like, oh my god, te vas a casar con el vestido blanco, and, like, da 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 da. And I've never been that person. I've never been a person that, like, dreams about my wedding. I've never been a person that's like, oh my god, I want to get married, you know? So it was just kind of like, I don't like that. I don't like how they're kind of, like, instigating, like, oh my god, like, they need, like, you need to get married type shit. You need to follow a man. And it's like, no, that's not me. Like, I'm the, like, I didn't like how they're very, I guess it was just very like very, very culty-ish, but like, you know, the woman is submits to the husband. That was like the other part too, that I was just like, ugh, like these people are hella, like, how a good thing with churches. Like, I've always been the type of person, like, you know, if God me quiere, like, God's gonna love me, like, however, like, I don't need church to define me. Like, bro, no. Some people that go to church are like the worst people. But you don't say that. I don't know if I can even be drinking on camera or not, but like, I'm fucking drinking because this shit's crazy. Yeah, okay, so then the last one is hella funny. Oh my god, I can't believe it. So the last one is the one that really, really, like, at this point, like, I was kind of more like out. I wasn't really like in the business. I wasn't really like fired up anymore at this point, because I was a little excited for like a minute, you know, like obviously I wasn't for a fucking year, but at this point, like, I wasn't really in it anymore. I was kind of more like out of it, and I was kind of more like hella over it, and I was kind of just kind of like you know, like kind of just going along through the ways, because at this point I had already had hella issues with my fucking family. Like, I was already like wasting hella money, like hella fucking money, and I wasn't like, I didn't have anybody under me. Like, I was solo crew here, one person, you know. And so I was just like, not really like in it. So we ended up going to Vegas, right? And for another event that we had. So we ended up going to Vegas, and you know, honestly, like, to be completely honest, like, that trip, I was already hella annoyed. Like, the entire trip I was already hella annoyed because, like, my friend was being rude. She was just kind of being mean, and like, I know she gets like that sometimes, but still, like, bro, like, everybody's going through it right now. We all hella tired. Like, you're not the only one. Plus, I hella stayed up with her. Like, driving to fucking Vegas, I stayed up the entire ride there with her. Maybe besides the last 30 minutes, but okay, fucking 30 minutes. But like, I stayed up the entire ride from fucking Reno, Nevada, where we live, to fucking Vegas. Like, that's an 8-hour fucking drive, you know? So I stayed up with her, and I was like, bitch, like, I'm tired too, dude. Like, it's not just you. Like, we both hella tired, so don't be taking the shit out on me. So I was already hella annoyed because she was just like being hella like, is this the same one? Just kidding, not the Vegas one. This one was in Portland as well. Okay, oh my god, now I fucking remember. Oh my god, this is embarrassing. I hell forgot which one I'm talking about because there were so many events that I was so annoyed with. So this was in Portland. It took me a whole year to get my shit together. Okay, so this was in Portland. Okay, now I remember. So this was in Portland, right? And we were already kind of all annoyed because, like, you know, the drive was hella long, whatever, and like, that whole trip was just fucking weird. So at this point, like, you know, okay, so when you go to these events, they tell you to stick with your upline. They tell you to stick with your whole team. So, you know, so obviously you got to stick with your upline's upline, because like that's a whole team, like it's a whole group, it's like a whole whatever. So they tell you like to stick with each other. Totally fine, okay, whatever. So we were going back from our break, and mind you, these meetings or these events, it's like the whole weekend, so you're there like from fucking Friday, because you gotta fucking drive. So you're there from like Friday till like Sunday, and like Saturday. So Saturday you're there from like 10 in the fucking morning, like 9 maybe, because so you're like in line waiting. So you gotta wait there because you want to be an hour early, you know, because they hella tell you like you gotta be hella like first row mentality. So you know, so you're already hella waiting hella early. So you're there from like fucking, let's say it's I think it starts at 10. You're there from 10 all the way to fucking like midnight. Fucking midnight. They hella sleep deprive you. Like, that's hella fucked up. So yeah, cult. It's a fucking cult. And I'm gonna continue to say that shit because I'm not the only person that says that shit, but it's a fucking cult. I want to say it was the last day before like we had to come back home. We were going back from like having our lunch to the stadium, whatever you want to call it, because they obviously rent out this huge ass stadium. And as a group, you know, because we all went to go eat together, and then we were coming back as a group. And my group that I was with, obviously, like, you know, they stop and they start talking to this other group. Well, I don't think they even know them, to be honest. I don't even know if they knew them or not, because I didn't know who they were. So they stop, you know, and I was just like, okay, like, cool, you know, but like I really had to go to the bathroom. So I was like, I went to go tell my upline, my friend, and I was like, hey dude, I'm gonna go ahead and get going. Like, we want to go inside. And it was me and these two other girls. We were like, we just wanted to go inside because we needed to go pee, and we wanted to get a seat, because, you know, they tell you have my front row mentality. So in my head, I was like, cool, you know, like I'm gonna go to the bathroom and I'm gonna go make sure I have a seat, you know, because the way that I saw that event, kind of, because I was kind of, like I said, I was more out than in. It was kind of more like, okay, like, am I gonna get my shit together and am I gonna do this, or am I like done, because I've been spending hella money, you know? So like for me, I was like, I had that front row mentality, because I was like, you know, I do want to go sit up at the front, because, you know, what if this is the event that changes my mind about, you know, going all in, you know, stupid shit like that. So like, yeah, so I was like, yeah, you know, like so I told her, I was like, hey dude, like I need to go to the bathroom, and I want to go find a seat before everybody starts running into the stadium, and then we get the shitty seats. It happened, you know? So I was just like, I wanted to be prepared. So after that, she was just like, no, she was like, dude, she's like, well, let's just wait for them, like, let's all go inside. And I was just like, bro, I just told you I need to go pee, like I need to go to the bathroom, and I'm gonna go get a seat. So I told her, I was like, dude, honestly, like right now I really don't care if they get mad, because I need to go to the bathroom. So she ended up hella staying with them. I ended up leaving because I had to go pee. And I was like, dude, like, they fucking tell you, like, you need to have a front row mentality, and this is your business. Okay, yeah, it's my business, but you're over here telling me I can't go find a seat, and that I can't go pee, and that I gotta go wait for you guys till you guys are hella done talking for me to go to the bathroom and go find a seat. But I'm my own business. But I'm my own business owner, you know? Hella contradicting, because that's like, it was just hella stupid. Like, it was just so stupid. Like, in my head, I was like, dude, like, that right there was when I was just like, what the fuck? Like I love my friend, but like, for real, dude, like, how the fuck are you gonna tell me like to wait for them when my ass hella had to go pee, and I wanted to go find a seat close by to, like, you know, like. So anywho, so my friend ended up staying. Me and the two other girls, we ended up going inside. So we ended up, like, yeah, going to the bathroom, and we were gonna go find our seats. And so when we get out of the bathroom, there is like the whole group that we're with, which is our mentor. So okay, so the girls that I ended up leaving with was two other girls, and they were my friend's downlines. So that was her downlines. So I was hella cross-lining, and when I say cross-lining, like in this worldwide, it's hella not cool to cross-line, because when you're cross-lining what's going on, it's like you can pretty much ruin someone else's business because you're cross-lining. You know, so you can't be friends with them, you can't get their number, you can't do any of that with a cross line. So mind you, yeah, I hella didn't listen, and I was hella cross-lining, so yeah, they probably hella hated me, which is totally fine because I hella don't even care. But like, I was just like, dude, like, I'm not gonna sit here and pee my pants because you guys want to sit there and talk. Cool, yeah, you guys can talk, but I'm gonna go pee. That was so frustrating to me. I was so annoyed at that. And I love my friend and I love her, but like, I was so livid. I was annoyed. And so we're walking out of the fucking bathroom, and then we see the wife, right? And like, okay, like, I hella saw it, and I know the two other girls that I was with, I know they saw it too, because we low-key, we all looked at each other, we're like, this bitch. So we were hella walked out, right? And like, since obviously like we hella didn't wait for them to come inside, she hella gave us the dirtiest look ever. Like, she hella mad dogged us. Like, she was literally like looking us up and down and like hella like rude. And I was just like, bitch, like, how fucking dare you fucking like hella dog us just because we decided to come to the bathroom and fucking come and take a seat. Like, you should be happy that we're over here trying to sit in the front row. Like, you should be happy we're trying to get our shit together. Like, just because we didn't follow you, oh my god, dude, that shit pissed me off so bad. Like, I was a little annoyed at that because I was just like, ugh. And I hate to be that person, like, to sit here and like talk crap about it, but like, how dare you dog me because I didn't follow and didn't listen. It just makes me so annoyed. That right there was when I was just kind of like, I kind of like drew my line, because like me and the girls, we looked at each other and we were like, did you see this bitch? Like, did you just see her? She hella dogged us, you know, like, so we kind of felt uncomfortable after that, because we were like, well, that's our upline. And you know, they're like the type, like, they kind of like, if your business is good and like they could see that you're like going and you're hustling and you're getting it, they will put that time into you. But if they see that you're not doing anything, they just forget about you. I mean, that's just how it is, and that's just real, you know. Like, I'll be hella straight up, like, I was hella not doing the business. I was like, I'm gonna go watch TV for like a minute and then I'm gonna think about if I'm gonna do it, because like, dude, honestly, like, it was just, and I would beat myself up for it, and I'd be like, dude, like, I would be so ahead, but also like, I don't want to do this, you know. So it was just so dumb. Wasting hella money for no reason. So anywho, so yeah, so that was like the last part that I was just like, no, dude, like, I don't like that. And also another thing that I didn't like is how they kept telling you like to cut off music, like to pretty much not listen to music. And I'm like, you got me so fucked up. Like, to not listen to music? Are you fucking for real? They wanted you to listen to the audios instead of like music, because music is all like negative and da-da-da. And like, I get it, dude. Like, I'm such a positive fucking person, and I've always been a positive person. And you know, just because you're a positive person doesn't mean you don't have negative thoughts. Of course you fucking do, dude. It's, the world is both fucking like, with the good there's the bad. That's just how it is, and that's how it's always going to be. So yes, of course, with the positive comes the negative. You're always going to have positive, you're always going to have negative, you're always going to have the good, and you're always going to have the bad, and that's just how it is. But the way that they mind fuck you here is like, they just try to have you have like all these, if the business doesn't work out, it's because it's your fault. So it's not the system, it's not the business, it's you. So remember that. So if you fail, it's you. It's not the business, it's you, because you're lazy as fuck. So I was that lazy person because I hella did not make any money in this shit. So 100% guilty. So anywho, and so yeah, so like, you know, that last part I was just like, dude, like they're trying to do hella shit, like control me and shit. Like I was just more mad because I was just like, the fact that like this bitch did not want me to go fucking pee and go get a seat because she wanted me to stick with them as a fucking group. Like, no, bitch, I'm gonna fucking go find my seat because I am my own business, supposedly, but apparently fucking not, because I had asked them for permission to go to the bathroom, permission to do anything. Makes me so annoyed as how stupid I was. Like, oh my god, I was so fucking dumb. But like, you know, so like that was literally like that's kind of why like I was so done. And it was just like spending hella money every month and like not necessarily like even like making anything. And like people that I would talk to, like I really didn't even talk to my friends about it, because to be completely honest, I was not gonna be that bitch, that annoying ass bitch, like trying to get people in my shit. Like, no, if I was gonna do it, I was gonna try go find other people. Like, yeah, I had talked to a couple friends about it, but like I never insisted in like getting them in and like coming under me, like like no. But it's like I've been seeing so many of these things, like, bro, like this is not cool, because like at the end of the day, most of these people are not making any money. And I can assure you, like, I love my friend and my friend is still in this business. Stresses me out. And it's just like, you know, like people don't need this shit, especially now with like these hard times right now. Like, no. And it's just like it's like so much pressure. Yeah, so 2 to 3 weeks before, I want to say I was a little bummed because like I had already been in there a little longer than a year. I wasn't making any money, and I was just kind of like, do I still want to continue spending this much amount of money, knowing damn right that I'm not doing the work and I'm not gonna do it? So I kind of just stopped going to the meetings, which the meetings, by the way, guys, the meetings were every 2 weeks. I think in my post I said weeklies, but it was every 2 weeks, every Thursday, for like fucking 3 hours. For like fucking 3 hours. 3 hours that you're just sitting there listening to the same shit over and over and over and over and over and over again. Literally over and over and over again. It's hella rare. It's just not cool how they make you feel, because it's like so much pressure, and like they constantly have all these meetings and they constantly have all these events and they constantly have all of this that you're paying for. And when you go to these places, it's like you're sharing a room and you're doing all these things with these other people that you don't even know, and it's like it's just so much control. And it's just like, I don't know, just the way that they're so, I feel like got more into my spirituality. So I really started, you know, doing my meditations and just like, and then I started really putting everything together, how Amway uses a lot of that shit. Like they use a lot of that for like their just like God and all of this. And it's just like, no, bro, that's not even that. You should not be using that, because the goddesses and the gods did not want you to fuck people over for your own success. That is not how it should be, and that is pretty much how it is. Like, Amway was just such a crazy experience. Like, honestly, like all the meetings, all the events that you're just spending hella money on, and it's just like you're listening to the same things over and over again, like literally over and over again. And like they constantly like make you feel bad if you don't go to these meetings. I stopped going, like I said, I stopped going to the meetings. I stopped going to those 3-hour cult meetings, because I swear to God, they were like fucking cult meetings, because we're learning the same shit over and over again. I stopped going to those, and I really just ghosted them, to be completely honest. I hella did, because I was like, okay, I was like, first of all, I was like, I don't gotta give anybody an explanation as to why the heck I want to not spend my money on this anymore. Like, I really don't. Like, I really did not have to schedule an appointment to tell them, like, I'm no longer gonna do this. Like, no, what the fuck? You got me so fucked up. Like, I do not need to give an explanation to absolutely nobody. Nobody, and especially not them, because it's my money. Like, no. So anywho, I pretty much ghosted them, and like nobody reached out to me. None of them reached out to me, besides like I obviously still talk to my friend, you know, here and there, but like they hella did not reach out to me. Like nobody reached out to me, and so like till this day, like I have not talked to them, and I don't really care to. And it was just such a fucked up experience. And like I said, a lot of people said that they were depressed after leaving. Mine was, I felt like, during, because I kind of knew I was like already out more than anything after that whole incident, that whole situation, and I was just kind of like really done. So for me, it was kind of like, okay, like I knew I was still going to the meetings. I was like kind of like really upset. I was really not depressed necessarily, but I was just like off balance, because I was like, I thought I wanted to do this, but apparently I don't, and apparently I'm not gonna make this much money anymore, and you know, like I can't help my family anymore and all of that. But like it's just such a bad experience, but you learn, you know. And like I try to talk to my friend, and I want to like help her and see like hopefully like I can like get her out or something, because like she's been in it way longer than me. I want to say like 2-3 years now. And yeah, I was only in it for like a year. I just got out, I want to say maybe like in October of last year, or maybe like before that. September, like maybe September, October, I just got out. But like honestly, like after I got out, I was like hella happy. I was like the happiest ever. I was like, dude, fuck this. Like that shit was so ridiculous, because you constantly were, like I said, you were constantly thinking about like, who am I gonna talk to, like who can I get in, like who would be interested, who would be this and that, and like you literally have no peace, like no fucking peace, because your mind is just running around like, who can I get in, who can I get in, like who am I gonna talk to, like, you know. And it's like you don't want to fucking live your life like that. Like I know I for sure hella did not want to live my life like that. And like after reading that one book, Merchants of Deception, I was just like, wow, like this dude, like literally, like this guy like made it to the top and lost it all. Because it's like right now, like with this goddamn pandemic, like they tell you to go talk to people. It's like, first of all, you gotta be 6 feet away from people right now. Like you cannot be talking to them. You cannot be all up in their face trying to get a fucking contact, trying to be their friend. Like even though like whatever the fuck is happening with this goddamn coronavirus, like I'm over here like I think I had it, but whatever. Like they're still just trying to go talk to people. And like to be completely honest, I've heard that they have like Zoom calls, like Zoom meeting calls, and I'm just like, bro, like you guys are still trying to do this shit, like you guys are still trying to do these long ass meetings through the computer. Like I don't know, dude. I don't know how my friend is still in it. Like I don't even know, but I just wish that I don't know. I just wish that she wouldn't be in it, but I don't know what to do. But anywho, I just wanted to do a video of this, because I know I'm not like the only one that's been through this, and like I know a lot of people have had a harder time once they leave, like after they leave. And I just, you know, I hate to say it, but like it's nice, you know, reading like on Reddit and like looking at all these videos. Like it's nice knowing that you're not the only one that went through this, and you're not the only one that, oh my god, like I was hella in that too, you know. But it's just like, I don't know, it's hella embarrassing, but here we are. Most of these people, you know, it's just wrong. There was a couple sales I made, which was mostly like to my tia, because she hella liked the product, but like that was it. Like my tia and myself, like, okay, rocks, that's it. Like that's it. And I don't know, it's just, I truly do feel like it was like a cult, now that like I'm thinking about it, and after I watch Waco. Yeah, hella a cult. But like, you know, you learn. And like I don't know, I just hope like other people don't fall into it. And like I don't know if I should even like, I don't even know if I should even reach out to my friend anymore. Like I don't know. I know she's still doing it, because I asked her like 3 weeks ago. I'm like, hey dude, like how are you, you know, still in business? And you can't even question them. Like, they get hella mad at you if you start questioning them, and you're like, you can't. And I'm just like, bro, like, that's not how it should be. Like, you know, you guys are hella secretive with us. Like, that's not cool. But yeah, that's how they were. They were hella secretive, and it was just frustrating as fuck. It was just so frustrating. Like, a lot of shit that they did, like, I was just not cool with. And like, yeah, so anywho, so that's like my story on Amway and my cult. Because it kind of was a cult, because they literally just wanted you to like stick in the fucking circle of like the same books and the same fucking audios, and like, okay. But just kind of my experience with Amway, because I have seen a lot of MLMs lately, and especially during these times, which is, I don't fucking get. But I will see y'all later. Bye.